What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and it happened, folks. That's right. 220 has been banned from DSP Gaming. Yep. Yeah. Well, don't worry, folks. Don't worry. As soon as the kick support dries up like it always does, 220 will make a return eventually. So I just wanted to put this together because I wanted to put my thoughts together and give my input on the whole 220 DSP saga. Now, I'm going to put this out there right now. It's not about 220. Like, I know that many in the Snortex don't like 220. They see him as a bit of a attention seeker. He's just, creating this fake drama just so that, Phil can react to him and detractors can. So this isn't about 220, okay? 220 is just the person involved. This is more a video about DSP as a whole and the person he is, okay? It's just, the focus is 220. So I'm going to share a couple clips here. I'm going to share you guys the bit of the saga that occurred recently in the last, I would say, week, with DSP and 220, and of course Kino Casino. And I want to give my input because I'm going to be honest, Phil does a lot of very scummy things, and we make it a point to highlight those scummy things, and for the most part we laugh at them, but there are certain things that are truly just grotesque, and that's one of these things. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's 220 or anybody else, and I don't give a shit if it's Jade or Long. I don't care if it's 1 Minute Man or Only Iced Coffee. I really don't care who it is. This is a person that is willing to part with his cash, regardless of how he gets it. It's his cash, to provide this to a streamer that, for whatever reason, he deems that he is being entertaining. Okay, I know many of us don't believe DSP is entertaining at all, but this person has made some money, gotten money, stole some money, whatever, and decided to give a portion of it to DSP. Okay, and what does he do? He decides to crash out on the man because he hates his life. That's right. He is a jealous pocket watcher hater. That's what DSP is in a nutshell. And I'd be like, all right, maybe he had a bad day. Maybe 220 got under his skin. No, this has happened over and over and over and over again with this guy. Why? Because he's so focused on earning every single penny, and he's just jealous. In the past he was always jealous of Justin Wong, which he still is, Maximilian dude. Anyone making bank off of fighting games, he was just a jealous scumbag, right? He was jealous of PewDiePie. He was jealous of any big content, anyone that makes 1 penny more than him. He's jealous. He gets jealous of him. He's jealous of me because I actually get more views than he does, and I have maybe what, a tenth of his viewership, subs, I mean, and I still manage to make more content and get more views than he does. Okay, so here he has this protracted war with Kino Casino, and he thinks that he's winning, and in the last 2 or 3 weeks he's decided to embrace this King of Hate mantra arc, and every time someone says something about him, he doesn't give a shit. He's just gonna go off on the person, and in Phil's words, telling it how it is, and trying to correct this person's error in his life. And of course we love it because it's nothing but a crash out. This is just a straight up fucking crash out. We've gotten plenty of them. We get them on a daily basis. We get multiple, and I love them. I don't mind them at all. But again, this video really isn't about 220. It's just DSP's behavior as a content creator. And again, I don't know what it is recently, but he's been on this just destructive arc where he's just gonna burn everything down, break terms of service, and he doesn't give a shit. I don't know what's going on. Did Cat leave? Did Cat cheat on him? What happened, Phil? Something personal in your life must have happened for you to be this way in the last couple weeks. And we'll find out eventually, because DSP can't help himself. He constantly has to talk about his business, and eventually it'll come out. We'll find out exactly why. Maybe the tax man is knocking again. Who the hell knows? Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to watch this first clip. This first clip here is after DSP challenges 220, where he essentially basically said, I dare you to go and support Kino Casino. So what does he do that very night? He goes on to Kino Casino and does this.
More to the detractors than him. That's fucking tough, Phil. But this is just every single time now that somebody donates $220 for 45 subs. Oh no! Oh no!
So okay, and then he continued to give Kino Casino more money. Okay, so that was the first clip. Now, first of all, what I want to say is no streamer is entitled to anyone's money. Okay, if a person that watches your content wants to support another content creator and give them more money, regardless of whether you like them or not, that is none of your fucking business. Okay, you should not be talking about what a viewer or supporter is donating to anyone else. That would be like me going off on a viewer that maybe donated to, say, Hey RV or Lord Diaz or someone like that. No, you would tell me to go fuck off, and you would leave my stream, as you should, and you should tell everybody that I'm a greedy scumbag if that was the case, which would never be the case because that's abhorrent behavior. You know, I have the philosophy of you don't owe me anything, but if you're willing to give me something because you like my content, thank you, I appreciate that. And I try to do my best to be very appreciative and give stuff back to my community. You know, anyone that's on my podcast know that I try my best to be gracious and thankful for anything I get. And if you want to give money to, even people that I have people from DSP streams, Spooderman, 1 Minute Man at a given time, Only Iced Coffee. You know, they come by from time to time, watch my content, and drop a super chat, and I say thank you, and I treat them appropriately. I don't yell at them and say, don't ever give DSP money. No, who the fuck am I to tell a grown man what to do with their money? You do whatever the fuck you want, even 220. 220, you want to spend it on Phil and Kino and me? Knock yourself out, brother. If you want to simp for 2 lesbians and knock yourself out, brother. I will never tell anyone how to spend their money. You spend it however the hell you want to spend it, okay? So that's my first thing, but no, not DSP. Okay, we're gonna go to the next video where this is, I think, the day after, where a couple of his viewers snitched on him. A couple of DSP's viewers snitched on 220. And, you know, instead of just like, I don't know, not addressing it probably, that would have been my course, like, you know, because you already fucked up, Phil. The video before this was him screaming to 220 about anytime you give Kino Casino money, you have to give me the same amount plus interest, right? You would have thought that maybe he would have just brushed it off and said, oh, I was just kidding the last time. I don't care who he supports. And move on with it. No, not DSP. DSP decides to not double down, but triple down on this. So let's watch this clip here. This is from the day after.
Either subscribe, donate.
Big ups to Carl. Thank you for subbing, brother. This is the day after where he has a crash out.
That's confusing. I don't know, Beaver Bother. Thanks for $1. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, that was Beaver Bother, another troll giving Phil $1, letting him know that 220 gave Kino Casino 45 subs. Now, by the way, 220, brother, if you want to earn the meme, man, do simple math. It's 44 subs. If you want to do the $220 meme or troll, which you shouldn't, but if you are, it's 44 subs, okay, man? 44 times 5 is 220.
He said he's going to give me more than the casino? Oh, so he gave Kino Casino 46 memberships, so he's retarded. Okay. I'm going to tell him that when he's here next. I'm going to tell him he's retarded since he supports a bunch of scumbags who do nothing but hurt people on the internet and steal money from handicapped people.
Phil, you hurt more people than Kino Casino does on your shows. You, sir, steal money from handicapped people. Jade, you're the only content creator that we know of where there is a disabled person on stream giving him money. And that's you, sir. As far as I know, there is no disabled person on Kino Casino supporting them. Every single person that I know that has a disability or some mental disability supports you, Phil, okay? Only Iced Coffee, Jade, who else? How many other just dysfunctional fucking people that you get around you that support you? How many exactly? But, and again, Phil, you always react the wrong way when it comes to these items. What you should have just said here was, "Well, be the bother. Thank you for the $1. It's none of your business." But you know what? I was joking the other day. 220 can support whoever the hell he wants. I really don't care. I was just trying to make a joke. Let's move on and ignore it. And let 220 do whatever the hell he wants to do. And if 220 wanted to support you, you sit there and you say, "Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for whatever amount you give me. I truly appreciate it." That's insane. That's like 220 coming to my stream, which he has occasionally, and give me just a five sub, where I'm going to complain and say, "Well, wait a minute. You gave Kino Casino 45 subs. Why did you only give me 5? No. I'm going to say, "Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. That was very kind of you." And move on with my day. Not call him a retard. Jeez. All right, let's keep going because we got a couple more clips to watch here.
You know, they ring a fucking bell to make autistic people come to their stream and give them money. You know, so...
No, you idiot. And again, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That dinner bell was supposed to be a fucking skit from South Park where Cartman, Mr. Garrison, when the kids say something stupid or do something dumb, he would ring that triangle and basically yell "retard alert," okay? That's all it is, Phil, okay? It's just something that he stole or borrowed from South Park. But your autistic self thinks it's some type of dinner bell, and you really think they started this because of you? Such a just an egotistical person that thinks everything has to revolve around him. But all right, let's keep going.
I hope I see him today. I will call. Is that what you guys are saying? He did that for real? Because I'm gonna call him out on that publicly.
The other thing, Phil, is why didn't you publicly confirm that? Well, first of all, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to call out one of your whales for doing this shit, at least go to the stream and check it out to see if that was actually the case, okay? Before you start flaming out your biggest supporter, 220. And again, how much money has 220 given this man? He's literally given him thousands in the 2 years or so that he's been around the whole Kino arc. He's literally given this man, I have to say, what, 4, 5, 6K? $6,000 to help you pay your fucking bills. And you're going to treat this man this way because he's donating to someone you don't like. Let that sink in. It's truly despicable behavior, Phil. It really is.
Let's see how he responds. Gonna say, "Hey, you want that marathon, huh? You want that desert bus marathon?" Okay.
And another thing too is Phil acts like it doesn't matter. It's his streams. He could do whatever he wants. No, there is a lengthy.
Thanks for all the moral support.
Lengthy.
Great if you give me some real support.
There is a lengthy terms of service agreement that every content creator signs up when they create content on YouTube. And specifically, it talks about, they have sections in there regarding streaming and how you treat people. And doing this nonsense, essentially holding people hostage to give you a donation and money, is against terms of service, Phil. It really is. But this man is convinced, for whatever reason, that he's untouchable and he can do whatever the hell he wants and suffer no repercussions from either YouTube or anyone else. And he is sadly mistaken. He really is. And he doesn't want to, like, it's almost like a plane crash. It's like, you know, you're a pilot and you know that a plane crash is about to happen and you see it happening in front of your face and you refuse to do anything. You refuse to move out of the way or redirect or... No, he's just going full frontal in. Because, of course, he's a man baby and he doesn't think that the rules don't apply to him. That's honestly what it is. He doesn't think the basic rules of life don't apply to him.
All right, let's see here. Big JT is here. $3 tip. He says, "Happy Wednesday, brother. Hope you keep God Pack pulls on ice." That was dope to catch live.
Okay, that was the reaction. Now, this right here, I believe this was the same day. Yeah, this was the same day, right? Literally, 220 decides to pop in, right? And this is what happens here. This is the same day. This is actually the night stream, where, of course, DSP decides to double down. He doubles down on this. Instead of just ignoring it and maybe saying to himself, "You know what? I overreacted. I should shut up about this." No, he's going to triple down on this again.
Now, for the record, I haven't confirmed or denied if it was true. If it is true, I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, seriously.
Again,
You might as well just take your money and burn it in a fucking pile. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just...
what if 220 decided to shove it up his rectum? Who cares? It's his money, Phil. And who are you to tell anyone what to do with their money? You have a conniption whenever someone tells you, hey, maybe you should save some of that money. Or, hey, maybe you shouldn't be buying, spending $300 or $400 on Pokemon card packs. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should put some of that money aside. Maybe you should take your wife on a honeymoon. You know what I mean? No, he throws a fucking fit, yells at people, and bans you if you comment on his finances. But yet he wants to tell other people how to spend their fucking money. What a grubby, greedy motherfucker, man. This is greed. This is control. This is just hatred. This is pocket watching of other content creators. It's despicable. Like, there is no other content creator in the space, in the sphere, that acts this way. Not even the biggest locals. Not even Wings, Boogie, Larson, even Cyrax. None of them act this way. You are the only person that acts this way. And you think it's perfectly fucking normal to be this way. And you think no one's gonna call you out, and then when you get called out for it, you scream and cry that people are attacking you. Yeah, it's a matter. He's done this so much that people have kind of they already know that he's this way. So when he does something even more heinous and disgusting, it's like, well, it's DSP. You know what I mean? Like, it's bad. It's really bad when someone gets to that point where it doesn't matter what they do. I mean, they can do something. I mean, like, honestly, we can find out that he has Cat locked up in the basement in a hole, in an 8-foot hole, and he throws her lotion and fish heads to eat. And people would probably be like, yeah, well, it's DSP. Not even blink an eye. They'd be like, yeah, it's DSP. What did you expect? We knew something was weird there. Good jeez. All right, it's almost over. We got one more clip after this one.
It's like cover it in horse feces and then snort it or something. Like, you're just burning your money.
Who cares? Again, Phil, who cares what he does with his money? Again, you keep losing sight of the core word there. His money. Not your money. Not anyone else's money. His money. And again, I know I'm gonna get shit for people are gonna be like, well, who cares about 220? He's a dent. Whatever. This isn't about 220. This is about Phil choosing to pick a fight with someone all because this person chooses to spend his money a certain way. It doesn't matter that it's 220. It could be anyone. You know what I mean? Because we've had this issue before. It just not in this type of quantity of money. And he did this bullshit last year with Strangey Lexi and stuff like that when he was dropping subs on them, and Phil lost his shit and decided to attack a female streamer, called her a slut and all this shit. Didn't even know who this woman was and hated on her all because one of DSP's whales decided to support that person instead of give Phil all the money. The insanity here, Jesus fucking Christ, Phil.
When you give me contributions, you see actual improvements. You see actual content that's better.
Playing video games is not different content. You've been doing the same shit for 18 years, Phil. Just because you play a different game doesn't make it any fucking different. You opening up card packs and keeping those card packs and doing nothing with them isn't content, okay? It's not meaningful fucking content. That's not improvement, Phil, okay? And to be honest, if you talk about how you always improve and change things, you've been doing this fucking grift, this card grift, for over 4 months and haven't even changed it. You keep doing the same shit over and over again, okay? So, if you want to call out people for doing the same content over and over again, look at your fucking self, man. Look at you, Phil. You are the epitome of regurgitating the same fucking shit every day.
I'm doing things people are asking for constantly. I'm trying to break out and do new content and new things, right? You can actively see in the...
No, Phil, you're doing the same exact thing you've been fucking doing for 18 years. The things that you have branched out to do, like politics and react, you wage quit them because you're not good at it. You didn't make any money. And you're not good at it, and in your eyes, it took way too much work. Smart guys, he wage quit it because he didn't bring in enough money because he had to watch 2 hours of wrestling a week. And that was just way too much work for him. Jeez Louise, man. Get off your fucking soapbox, Phil. You are one of the most boring content creators. And you know what it is? You know what I want to highlight real quick too? It's amazing. I get nearly 1 million views a month clowning this fucking boring boomer because he's so boring. Can you imagine that? You would think most people would be like, nah, I'm not gonna, he's just bored. No, but he does shit like this that makes people come and sit and watch and say to themselves the same thing I say. This man can't be real. And I'm sorry to tell you and inform everyone, yes, he is real. This is who the fuck he is. And he's never changing. At that, as he gets older, he gets fucking worse. And my thing too is that if DSP was the same way, like he just flat out, yeah, I'm a scumbag, I don't give a shit, that's who I am, if you don't like it tough, then I'd at least respect him a little bit more. Because I would say, well, you know what? He's owning it. He's a scumbag. Okay. But when he literally spends the last 10 years trying to retcon his life and tell people that he's actually the good guy, fuck you, Phil. Fuck off. Jesus. All right, let's move on because this is where the crash out occurs. Apparently, Phil kept antagonizing 220. He called him a regard, he called him some other shit, and he messaged him and said, why are you calling me? You shouldn't be calling me that. It wasn't like he called him out or yelled at him and told him to fuck off or whatever. No, he just said, Phil, please don't call me that. And he decides, oh, okay, I'm going to flex my wimpy arms and I'm going to ban 220. So let's watch this. This is a big ass fucking crash out. Because, of course, he kept begging 220 to give him that money he owed him. Yeah, give me those 47 subs or whatever you owe me. And 220 was like, fuck off. I'm not giving you shit. As he shouldn't. Now, if 220 would have gave him the subs, we would have been having a different video here. And again, I don't like to tell people how to waste their money or spend their money, but I'm sorry, something like that, I would have had to call 220 out for being a bitch, for giving Phil money after all this bullshit.
To be receiving support, not two people who abuse the mentally ill, okay? Which is exactly what they do every fucking stream.
Jade.
So if you're too stupid to understand that, you're the target audience, you're the rube, and I will say you are, and you'll like it. Now, if you're a man and you can take it, fine. If you can't, well, bitch off and don't.
The man who bans anyone that makes fun of him, that puts a funny mean name as their name, as their, you know, the name of their handle. The man who bans the word cat and fat and what else he banned Kino. He banned the word Ashed and Worski. Doody, he banned the word duty. How many fucking words, again, these are just words, not even words, these are typed letters on a screen that he banned because he's such a fucking bitch that can't take any criticism, and yet he wants to sit there and say, if you can't take it, then leave. How about you take your own advice, Phil, if you can't take it, leave. Shut the internet off, go get a real job, and be on your merry way. If you don't like criticism, then fuck off. That's the only way to handle this. If you truly dislike people criticizing you, then you walk the fuck away, you get a real job, and even that, Phil, at a real job, you're gonna get fucking criticized.
Don't come back. You were already banned, and we don't need to waste time on your ass, okay?
Oh, unless he's giving you money, right, subs. Phil? He's waiting for 47 subs.
Okay, goodbye, fuckface.
He threatened him right here.
He's gone again, and I don't ever have to see him again, thankfully. I'm
he
so tired
banned
of that
them.
piece of shit. That guy.
He banned them because he refused to give him the 46 or 47 subs. Let that shit sink in. Let that sink in. He banned a guy from a stream who wasn't being rude. He wasn't antagonizing Phil. The only thing he said was, stop calling me that. Stop calling me a retard, right? Don't use those words. And then the second thing he said is no, that he wasn't going to give him the 46 subs, the 200 or whatever dollars that Phil demanded. And that's why he banned them. It's insane. And I don't know what. And again, I've been in Asmongold ear as much as I can. And I've been sending him clips, and I know one of his moderators that actually work, he's a viewer here. I've been sending him shit, and I hope, and I know, by the way, he actually was on one of these streams. Asmongold was on one of these streams where he crashed out. because he actually got a membership or something like that. By the way, I don't know if it was on Kino stream or if it was here, but he was watching. So I'm hoping that today he decides to react to this and just, especially the whole goal versus milestone bullshit. I definitely want him to fucking, because of course, let's not forget he quit goals for Asmongold. Right, and then that lasted, what, 2 months? And then he brought back the goals, but called them milestones. But it's totally different, folks, even though the milestone is the same exact amount as the goals. Yes, everything stayed the same, except, you know, semantics, right? The word, he used a different, a word for goal.
Really? So fuck off, and you can go hang out with the dents, and we don't have to see you anymore.
Right, the dents are you, brother. The dents are you. Anyway, I just wanted to highlight this little mini arc in the mini saga and just show how much of a despicable person DSP is. He is. And again, people are going to say, well, you know, dude, you're a detractor. You're always going to say that. Yeah, for the most part I am, but I try to keep it real with Phil. And when he does egregious shit like it pisses me off. I don't give a shit whether it was 220 or whoever it was. Or whether that 220 gave him 6 G's or whatever in the last 2 years. I don't care about that. It could be one person that donated $2 to him and then went to Kino Casino, gave $4, and then for some reason DSP got wind of it and decided to call the person out on the stream. I don't give a shit who it is. It's the act itself that I want to call out and want to say, you're a fuckface, Phil, for doing this shit. And I really hope that you get roasted for this. I hope bigger content creators see this. I hope bigger content creators make videos of this, because I know that makes you fucking seethe. It pisses you off when detractors do it. But when we get people like, Hill versus Babyface, who else? Gundam. Bigger content creators that mock him and FGC people, it pisses him off to no end. And that's what I'm hoping this video might spark, okay? Well, anyway, ran pretty long, but this was a week-long saga that I needed to capture. And trust me, I'm sure it's not going to be over. We'll have more fucking drama over this bullshit. Kino Casino made bank last night. They did an 1.5-hour segment mocking Phil. So you know we're going to get a big crash out today. A big-ass crash out. And, of course, he'll retcon 220 all over again, because, you know, he had a night to sleep on it, I guess, and he's going to realize that other content creators are going to see this and they're going to make videos about it, and he's going to see and be just pissy, and he's going to have to deal with a fucking, you know, several weeks of people dumping and shitting on him, which is always fun. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.